So I'm going to do some Causeway Prophet stuff. I haven't in a bit. I'm out in my favorite spots. It's going to take you guys a bit to get on. Some of you guys might not even go on because you got that whole work thing. I do too. My first meeting's at 9:30. So I'm going to keep this short, 15 minutes or so. Let me show you. Cool thing. See, it's nice. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes for people to come on before I speak. I've been at prayer for a little bit. Like I said, I got a 9:30 meeting, so it will not be a long one today. But yeah, give it 30 more seconds. Let me drink some Dunkin'. Good morning, everyone. Oh, and by the way, Dunkin', stop making food. It's not good. No one likes it. No one. And I love Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'. Stop making food. It's embarrassing. Oh, actually, while you're watching, till 10 o'clock, if you go to Chick-fil-A, Palm Bay Road, Malabar Road, free food. Free food. Get that shit. It's good. Good morning, Kristen. I saw your message. Not really ready to talk about Encounter yet, but it was good. It was good. I'm going to talk about it a little bit in this message, but that's about it. All right. So I spent the weekend at a retreat that worked on healing, and that really, goes into you and kind of makes you re-identify where you're going, what's going on in your heart, gets rid of some bad juju, kind of clears you up, makes you whole. I'm not going to share a lot about it, but I'm going to share a couple of small things that I wanted people to hear. I don't know, I just felt like sharing. The people who are on my Facebook are my friends, or people who I want in my life at this point. I say at this point, but because we'll get to that in a minute. So the first things first, so I did this great healing retreat. It was about, 3 days of healing and restoration and all that. And I realized that I always felt that I had a real heart for people, like I really, really loved people. And I didn't always love them well, just like everybody else, but I had a heart for people, that I loved people. And through the weekend, I realized that it's not necessarily that I love people, it's that I have a lot of compassion for people. I've been through so many bad things in my life, and I'm not trying to talk about my bad things, but I've been through so many bad things that compassion is my strong suit. So it's really easy for me to be compassionate. But I've also found that people use my compassion as a weapon. And I don't think I'm going to allow that anymore. I think my compassion is a gift, and when I give it to somebody, it's a gift that I give to them. But you can't use my compassion. You can't, because I'm compassionate about something. Because I'll fight for people, I really will. But I'm not going to allow that to dictate a lot of my stuff moving forward. I thought that was a neat thing to come to realize, that what you think is one way is really something different. Even more so, this crazy thing happened. So I come home and I talk to my wife, and I'm telling her about the weekend and about, Rev and all that stuff. And she admits to me, she's like, I've had kind of a crazy weekend. I've had kind of this crazy weekend. I've been thinking about you, and, while you were getting healing, I was wondering if you got healing that you would even want to be with me. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, part of the reason for healing is to be a better husband, That's really important to me. And that was so shocking to me to hear that revelation, that my wife is scared that if I got better, I wouldn't choose her, which is ridiculous, because I chose her, and why would I not choose her? Hey, it's Scruffy Matt. I don't know if you're on right now, but I like Scruffy Matt. Scruffy Matt, 2020. Vote for him. So yeah, that was good. That was a good part of the weekend. So there's a part that I want to share about over the weekend that we were going through. So we were going through kind of life in general, and we build these houses for ourselves. And these houses have different walls and different things. We put all these parts in our house, right? We build all this stuff, and sometimes we put bad things in our house. We, allow bad encounters, bad situations to fill up your house. We fill it with all this junk, and then sometimes God wants you to clean out your house. So as I was going through this process of figuring out what I wanted in my house, I had my boxes. They were all ready to be filled in, and I was going to put these boxes everywhere in my house and all these wonderful things. So I went room to room. I want my TV over here. I want this room for my daughter. I want this room for my other daughter. I want all these crazy things. Sorry, there's a dog going crazy over there. I want all these things in my house, these wonderful things that God wants from me. So I make the house perfect, just the way I want it. And I go to God and I'm like, hey, is this what you think my house is? I've put everything that I think that you want me to have in my house, but is this what you want? And immediately, I kind of became a little boy, and I looked at my house, and I was immediately transferred to an old cabin that my family used to own. It was on Silver Lake in Shapley, Maine. It was really important to my family, and it was the only thing that made me feel like we had kind of some inheritance. Like one day this would be mine, I'd have to share it with my cousins, but it was handed down from my grandfather to my dad, and then to my dad and my brother and his brother, and then they were going to hand it on, and that was kind of our thing, and it was our cabin, and it was our house, and it was so important to me. And when I asked God, what's my house, and He took me there, and it didn't have all the fancy things that I thought it would have. It didn't have all these great things that I thought it would have. But what it had was my inheritance. Like, it was given to me. Like, I never lost it in God's eyes. And I think that's a really powerful thing, that we try to put all these things, all these things that we think we need to heal or we need to work on, when really it's just earning our inheritance and understanding that we are eligible for all the things that God made for us. And God's going to put that in to your house, and He's going to make it what you want, not what you think you want, not what you're building, but a dynamic inheritance that is just for you, that nobody can take away. It's not what I want in there. It's not that, those things are bad. Those things aren't bad. And this house may look like that, but this inheritance is mine. And I earn that, and that can't be taken away from me, and can't be taken away from you. So, I don't know, I just felt like I should share that part of the testimony of the weekend, because it was a really powerful thing to really think, I want to put all these things in, I want to get better at this, I want to do that, but I already have an inheritance, and that inheritance means so much more to me than all that new stuff that I tried to put in. And it's not that new stuff's bad, because I want that new stuff, and that new stuff's going to help me be better and good, but God already made something perfect for me. So, that's it. God bless. Thanks, guys.